the two-time 200-meter world champion, a woman that we've seen gone 21 fours on numerous occasions, unfortunately did not start this morning for the women's 200 meters. And it puts an end to all the speculation that we had about her fitness. And when we saw her pull up just before these Olympics, from that look, most of us would have said it doesn't look good. You never want to see that happen to an athlete, especially an athlete that is at the top of the sport that millions of people around the world want to see. And it must be heartbreaking for Shericka Jackson. It must be heartbreaking for all the fans around the world, and particularly those who are ardent supporters of Jamaica. Again, we wish her the very best and hope that Shericka can get back to full fitness, and that we'll definitely maybe see her later on the season, if not certainly fit and ready to defend her 200-meter title at the Tokyo World Championships next year. And given her age, it's a strong possibility if things go well that she should be able to continue and get to another Olympic Games. But heartbreak for Jackson. Never want to see it. And for Jamaica in general, two of the big three that were at this Olympic Games in Paris just not going their way. Tough night last night for Shelley and Fraser Price. Did not start for the semifinal, and certainly a very tough morning for Shericka Jackson. And I anticipate a lot of people had held their breath to see whether or not she would have shown up. We all know the story coming in. They mentioned that it was a cramp. I don't know. Sometimes cramps can put you out for a little bit in terms of your ability to train. However, it could be worse than a cramp, and they weren't, you don't know, but they don't have to share that information. When we saw it the first time, we could have ruled out a grade 3 hamstring tear because she would have not gotten up off the track. And then you look at that, and it could be anything from a cramp up to grade 2 potentially. I mean, grade 2 she might have been in much more pain, but a grade 1, sometimes it's a scan. When they do these scans and MRI, they do all of that stuff. It reveals some minor stuff that will say, okay, you might be out for a few weeks up to much longer. So, yeah, Shericka hasn't been having the season that she wanted to. It's clear. I also think they've kept the status of her fitness close to heart, and that's also part of sport. You don't want to divulge all the information. And I honestly think they did their best to try and get her to come to this Olympic Games and perform. I suspect they worked as hard as they can, medical wise and so on, in order to give her every opportunity to compete. And hence I suspect the late pullout of the 100 meters, because the pullout was not early, and and then she was still listed for the 200 meters, and then now she didn't show up. So let's hope that she gets back to the best of health and continue what is already a legendary career, and one that I'm sure she's massively disappointed in. If we go back to Tokyo, she didn't get a chance to leave the first round of the 200 meters on account of what can only be considered a massive error on her part. And now since Tokyo, she's been giving you probably the best type of 200-meter seasons you'll ever see in your life. And then to not be able to come and deliver on this stage is just tough. But we'll see.